Welcome Mac Nation to a new epic episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode we're looking at the Needtobreathe album Hardlove. Here is the album cover. Hardlove is an interesting album in the Needtobreathe discography because it is kind of a departure from their very homegrown, bluesy, and by blue, like very southern. They put the southern in southern rock music. That really is their vibe, is more acoustic sounding and kind of with a country folky by the campfire. It's like campfire music, but this album clearly has some a bigger production budget, or it sounds like it does, because the music is kind of overproduced to an extent. There's just a lot of different things going on in some of the more bombastic songs, a lot of stuff happening in the studio, a lot of after effects, a lot of things that are not really coming from the instruments but are coming from a computer, and a lot of programming and a lot of layering and a lot of work. And it's just the way it's kind of overproduced is very much not Needtobreathe's style. This more just in your face and loud, and they kind of do some of their kind of style of music and with kind of the similar vibes, but with really bombastic, huge production. And it's a different vibe, but I think it largely works. A few songs, in my opinion, are not the best icing on this cake, and specifically I'm talking about the songs that kind of are jarring from a lyrical perspective and a tonal perspective, which are the really hype party songs, the raucous, like, let's go absolutely insane party songs. And those songs are Great Night, which features Shovels and Rope, a band that's really, really small and almost unheard of. And then the song Don't Bring That Trouble With You. It's just called Don't Bring That Trouble. Both of these songs are really just really insane party songs with a southern edge, but like with that overproduction I was talking about. And they just kind of take away from the relationship love theme of the album, and they don't really feel like they make a lot of sense. I would say that they are a flaw with the album. They are definitely a misstep, but the songs themselves are not bad and kind of cool depending on the part of the song. And so they're not bad songs, they're just kind of bad in the context of the album. And then I just hate the song Let's Stay Home Tonight. That is such a lame song, dude. It's such a lame song. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. It's lame. But then when you get into the good stuff on the album, which is like the whole album basically, it's a lot of good, even when they're doing different things. Hardlove feels very processed. It feels like it was manufactured to be this specific kind of song, and guess what? It got plenty of radio play. And it's a bop. It's just a bop. It just hits this epic, huge chorus. The da-da-da, the way the music is kind of just bouncing around. Money and Fame is a song that has some grit, but once again, it's got that production that's, it's definitely a lot going on, even though they're trying to, give it this certain rawness to it. And that swagger really comes through in the hook, and it's a bop. No Excuses is pretty much the closest the album gets to having an acoustic track. It's a pretty devastating, heartbreaking ballad that is weird, coming in between Money and Fame and When I Sing. When I Sing is a really anthemic song, which is also pretty good. Good track. Happiness, on the other hand, oh my goodness, Happiness is an amazing song. And this is actually a really popular song. This is one of the biggest songs they've ever made, and it's a fantastic song. You might have heard this one before on the radio. But, man, that hook, the second part of the hook is just amazing. And it's such an anthemic, just soul-lifting song, dude. It's such a cool, and it's really good in the context with the themes of chasing after this person and pursuing this relationship or maintaining a relationship, and it's a really good song. Be Here Long is a short, kind of positive, uplifting song about mortality and how, life, we die, humans die, and it's a good song. Testify is the most Christian song on the album, I'll say. It's the one that they were kind of making with their Christian audience in mind. And what's weird about Needtobreathe is they're a band that is not explicitly Christian, generally speaking, especially this album. They never mention God or Jesus, the whole album. But they're a band that has a lot of popularity, specifically with Christian audiences. I don't know if they have that much appeal or if that much success and popularity outside of Christian audiences, but they're not very explicitly Christian, even though most of their audience seems to be. I guess I'm not a huge fan of them, so I guess I don't really know the fan base. But Testify is a really good song. One of the best songs on the album. And then Clear is the best song on the album. It's nearly 7 minutes long. It's an epic, probably the longest song they've ever made. And it hits, dude. The hook, there's some extra things that change as the hook progresses, some small musical things. And dude, your soul is soaring by the end of this song. And the sentiment of the song, the lyrics, the music, the vocals, and by the way, the vocals on this album are really great the whole way through. The main singer is something Bear, I don't know, is Matt Bear or something. I don't know for sure what his name is, but he's an amazing singer, and his voice is great on this album. And this Closer is a great song. Despite the flourishes, despite the overproduction, despite all of the changes and how different this album feels in their discography, how it really doesn't have that really small, you know, enclosed kind of, you know, it doesn't have that, you know, that airy, like you're playing these songs in the woods. I mean, they even have the live album called Live from the Woods. It doesn't play into that aspect of Need to Breathe, and you kind of see that on the album cover. Like, they're going for more of a, you know, postmodern kind of, ooh, look, we're kind of a little angsty, you know. There's something going on in that cover and the title and the way that all the songs are all caps. Like, this is not your acoustic playing in the woods or around the campfire at youth group songs, but they could be. I mean, honestly, you could play some of these songs at youth group, kind of slap at youth group. But it's still a great album. It's different for the band, and I'm sure some of their fans won't like it or don't like it, but as someone who's not a huge fan or a huge listener of Need to Breathe, I really like this album, and I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5. What is your favorite Need to Breathe album? I didn't really listen to Out of Body. I tried to listen to it a few times, and it didn't stick with me. Like, this album stuck with me, like, in a really good, positive way, and I believe it's been a long time since I've listened to Rivers in the Wasteland, but I remember it being very good. That's the next review on this channel. That's my next video, is going to be my Rivers in the Wasteland review. But I don't remember, nothing from Out of Body really grabbed me, even though the reaction to that album has probably been the most positive reaction of all their albums. Like, people, the fans, and even people who are not super huge fans of them, just loved Out of Body. So please tell me what you think about that album, and if I should review it on the channel. Because I would, if you comment and say, hey man, you should absolutely review that album, it's really great, I think you would like it, then I honestly would consider, because I really do like this band, I really like the main guy's vocals. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.